Yes, what we're wanting is breakthroughs. We're wanting to be able to show you how one or two things today that are going to really make a difference that you can start using straight away. That's what I'm aiming to do. You know, a lot of this is, you know, you probably heard this before, and it doesn't matter actually whether you've heard this before or not, because it's about repetition. Actually, it's getting it really inside your head that this is what you need to do. You want a result, you need to do these things. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you have to start feeding yourself positive concepts. So, I notice myself, when I wake up in the morning quite often, or in the middle of the night sometimes too, it's like all of the negative messaging is going through the brain. It's like, oh my gosh, I've got this to do. Oh God, that's not going to work out. Okay. And oh my goodness, I should have done that. Or, oh God, I'm just a completely useless human being, and all round and round and round, the monkey on the back telling me that I'm a useless human being. So you just have to ditch that. And the way you do that is you start saying positive affirmations to yourself. Like, for example, you say things like, you're doing really well. I really care about you. Today's going to be a good day. I love the flowers in the window. I love the way the light's coming in. I'm so grateful to my bed. So positive things again and again and again, straight away, as soon as you wake up. I remember hearing Rhonda Byrne, who some of you may know. She was the one who produced that film called The Secret. Definitely worth watching that film, folks. Really a lot of good tips in there. But she says, as she gets up in the morning, what she does is she puts one foot on the ground and she says, thank you. She puts the other foot on the ground and says, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's the first thing I would do. Just like keep in the mornings. It's like we set ourselves up for the rest of the day in those first few moments of our day. So you want to kind of get ahead of the game. And it's easy to say these things. It's hard to do. Now, the next thing that I would suggest that you do, and again, some of you have probably heard this before, and I wonder how many people actually do it. So I'm going to ask you this. The next thing I'm going to suggest to you, there was a book written called The Artist's Way by, what's her name? Who wrote that book? Beautiful lady. The Artist's Way. And it's a book for artists, actually, and how to create. In her book, she talks about journaling. So I want to talk to you a little bit about this, because this is a very powerful technique for getting at the negative messaging that is going on for you. So let's take an example, okay? This is an imaginary example. Let's take a relationship, right? There's something going on in a relationship, either a relationship you're in or the fact that you don't have a relationship and that's creating pain for you. So what you do is you start to write about it. So it might go something like this. Put the date and you say, I am so fed up today. I really hate so-and-so. She is driving me absolutely crazy. Or I am so fed up that, I don't have anybody in my life right now to share my life with. I am so fed up with trying to date. I feel so hurt. Whatever it is, you let it out of yourself and you get it onto the paper. Now, for some of you, you are going to need somebody like me to help you with this, because it's the entanglement in our brains, in the entanglement of emotions and being able to get the clarity. So the fast route, and I'm not just telling you this to get your business, although of course I want it, I'm telling you it because it's the truth, is that if you get a guide, if you get a helper on your team, a coach, somebody who knows their stuff, who you trust and who you feel safe with, it will speed up your process dramatically, because they are going to be able to see with objectivity what is so hard for us to see on our own. Yes, you can do it on your own. Sometimes you can get a friend to help you as well. So that can work as well. Sometimes on some of my courses, you buddy up together and you help each other, which is really great. But doing the journaling is a way of unleashing the feelings and the thoughts that are underneath the surface. And actually, there's a whole journal that I'm actually designing for people, which has daily confidence affirmations and gratitude affirmations. And it has places where you can kind of look at how well you're doing. So, but getting it all out onto the paper. So then you're able to see what you are thinking about. And it takes quite a bit of writing to get this. And I know some of you are probably thinking, oh God, have I got to do all this? Oh no. And it is hard. It's not easy to do it, which is why it's so much better if you can get into like a group of people to do this together, because when we are a team, it really helps you get objectivity. And also you've got cheerleaders who are saying, well done. And yeah, let's do, because underneath the lack of self-confidence, this was certainly the case for me, was a lack of support. I so passionately wanted to sing. It was in my heart to sing. I just wanted to become a singer. I wanted to sing because I loved music. And for various reasons in my childhood, I had got shut down and I hadn't had any support or anybody around me. In fact, the internal message that I had around, well, not only my singing, but actually about, relationships, about making money, about everything actually was, who do you think you are actually to even exist? That was the message that I had, just because of the things that had happened in my childhood. And the conditioning that I had received and my personality, I got so squished down. Really, when you read my life story, you may be amazed at the person that I am now. So the journaling, looking at your life from an empowering point of view. So being able to see, oh, right, I'm thinking this. Right, well, maybe I could change that thought to a positive thought. So if you're thinking, for example, like I was, as I just shared, that I don't even have a right to exist, it's actually like that was an affirmation I had to change into a positive one, which was like, who you are, what you say, and what you do counts and is important. You were given life. You were brought here because you are important. The desires that you have in relationships, in work, in money, in creativity, in health, all of those things are given to you, not to frustrate you, not to try to make you think, oh God, I just don't deserve that. Because it's your right as a human being. It's like the universe actually gives you these desires to be fulfilled, not to be frustrated. However, we have to do the work to get to the place where we can bring these things into our lives. And there is so much to learn around how to do that. So mind, body, spirit, and emotional approach, the mental way of thinking, the physical energy that we need, the feelings, the thoughts, the connection to life itself. We have to work on all of these different levels. So journaling, that is really important.